Hi, Jim Shaw here from Crystal Group, spending a moment just talking about the importance of cleanliness in the processing of the product as we move through the factory. It's critically important when you're taking cots and you're actually extending its performance using regularization techniques, that you have clean, dry assemblies prior to processing. So one of the things that we're able to do is actually do board wash prior to any kind of secondary processing, whether that's soldering or whether that's conformal coating. And so this machine, basically, it's sort of like an industrial dishwasher on steroids. It has a lot of filtering in it, so it takes the impurities out. But in essence, it cleans things like residual flux or any kinds of contaminants off the board prior to secondary processing, conformal coating, board wiring modifications, or things like that that are necessary. And that's one of the things that's frequently necessary when you're using COTS applications. You do have to do some modification. Just a note, you know, anytime that we modify the board, obviously the board supplier, if it's purchased, that voids the warranty, but we go ahead and extend that warranty for a minimum of 5 years, and we cover that cost. So that's one of the advantages of that system, is we can actually modify it and extend the warranty, and then it really does what the customer needs it to do. So after the boards get washed, then we actually have a drying phase where we can go in and we pull this is a vacuum oven, so we can slowly bring the temperature of the boards up and then pull a vacuum on them, and you're essentially drying them. And that's kind of critical depending on what it is you're doing next. And you know, we do a lot of board processing here, where we design the entire boards, and then they go through screen print, and then pick and place, chip shooters, and then BGA attachment. But before you go and get everything going through the reflow oven, you really need to have an extremely dry laminate. Otherwise you're going to get blistering. And so that's another thing that we've added to our repertoire here, is really the vacuum oven. And if you're going to be really a certified AS9100 supplier, that's the kind of approach that you need to take. This is an example of our Heller 7-stage convection reflow oven. So this is relatively new equipment, but this basically takes the boards that we've stuffed and then basically reflows the solder. It's a very specialized process in that it's staged. So it's a 7-stage system. It essentially slowly brings the temperature up. It brings the temperature up above liquidus for a certain period of time for the solder, and then gently cools it down. And that's kind of critical to consistent, reliable solder joints, so that you can maintain ISO or AS9100 standards for not only the solder joint, but making sure that the boards are taken care of. So great capability to have in a small company, and so that's another thing that we have here to offer for our customers. Thanks a lot.
Join us next time for another shiny object at Crystal Group.